Cool. All right, man. So, first of all, congrats on obviously making the decision to join the Money Making Academy. I
Yep.
want to just spend the next like 20 minutes or so finding out a bit more about you and then how you found the first week, and then like anything that I can do to help you with that first week and move things forward for you. Is that fair?
hmm
Cool. All right. So, first of all, how did you find out about me? How did you hear about me? How did we get in touch?
How did we? Honestly, what happened was I think I was just like getting interested into recruiting, and I think I came across you on Facebook, and then we just messaged. This was when I was really hesitant in like joining the joining the recruiting business, and then later on, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, where I decided, I might just give it a try, and then
Why
I
were you
joined.
hesitant before?
It's just a big leap of faith, to be honest. It's something you need to realize. I'm very passive in everything I do, so this is something very outside of my field. And you grow up in a traditional household where you're like, you go to school, you go to uni, you get a job, you get married, and that's pretty much it.
Hmm.
And it's not really encouraged like to start a business.
Hmm.
You just get a job, and then that's pretty much it. You get your degree, and then it's over: doctor, lawyer, engineer, one of those three, and it's pretty much it. But then I just started thinking, my friends, like, yeah, he was just like, I took a leap of faith, and then I was like, maybe I should, like, while I'm young, maybe I should just try something and see if it works or not.
Yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely.
that's pretty much my thought process.
So you were there at that point where you're thinking like, this is not normal. This is not something that like anyone that I know close to me, my family has done, and it's
hmm
not something that I've necessarily done before,
hmm
in any aspect. And so you wanted to make this a moment of change in your life. Is that about right?
Yeah, I was kind of raised in the sense that, like, you take the safe route. You take the guaranteed route, pretty much. You don't try to like try different avenues. You just try what's worked in the past.
Yeah,
So,
you and me
and then
both.
this is a different avenue. So, it's just a leap of faith, and I'm glad I'm starting to take it slowly but surely.
Absolutely. Cool. All right. So we got in touch around about that time. You were looking at my stuff in the Tribe of Recruiters group, and I guess possibly even from the YouTube channel. But
hmm
what kind of, because I remember you just pinged me, you just messaged me, kind of out of the blue one day. So what was it? What happened? What happened at that point for you to get in touch with me?
what happened was, to be honest, I just needed a mentor, to be honest. And you were one of the people that reached out to me. So I was like, like, I can, like, let me see, like, I'll message him and see what he's about. And then, I got to talk to you. You seemed very like sincere, and you seemed like you knew what you're doing. So I was like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. So I can definitely like take some mentorship from him.
Cool.
So yeah, so it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if I can do this myself, and I need someone to
Mm.
somewhat guide me through the whole process.
So just to touch upon that, so you realize yourself that you needed a mentor.
hmm
Not many people kind of have that thought, or many people think, yeah, I'll have a mentor, but just kind of watch something here on YouTube and maybe read an article here and there. What made you think that I need an actual mentor who's going to be able to give me his time and help me with this? What got you to that point? Because not many people get to that point.
I feel like some people are just afraid sometimes to ask help, and they just want to figure it out themselves. I personally, I'm not afraid to ask help if I don't know what I'm doing. And I feel like if you have a mentor, it takes a lot of guesswork out of it. You don't got to like double guess what you're doing. And
Mhm.
especially when you're doing something as different as I am, like, this is something totally out of my field. So it's something I've never tried. So I'm like, I don't want to do any guesswork or like risk anything. So I'm like, it's best if I know someone that knows the business inside out and can get me on the right path from the very start, rather than me taking some time to learn the whole process myself and then like trial and error. And I thought it'd just be better just to go straight in, get a mentor, like learn from someone who knows what he's doing.
Yeah. And so when we spoke then, I suppose it was just about a week ago when we first spoke and when you decided to come onto the program. At
Hmm.
that very point, just before you came on, when you got in touch with me, what stage of your recruitment business were you at? Like in terms of the actual, the business and your thinking, etc. How tangible of a business were you? What stage were you at that point last week?
At that point, I was just in the beginning. I was still very hesitant, to be honest. Like the whole process just scared me. But then, I watched the first week, and like the way you like number it all down to the KPIs, like how much you like your targets and stuff, and like the fact that you're like, you only need one deal in the month to like hit like the $100,000 goal, which is like still mind blowing to me. How like one like and you if you just double that, you get like one more per month. So now you're at 200,000, which I thought was really amazing. And it took a lot of guesswork. So like right now I'm in the process of just watching. Like I just finished week one, start week two, slowly taking notes, and we'll see we'll see how it goes. But you know what? I watched the first week, and it was kind of a reliever after watching the first couple of videos, because you see the numbers, and you're like, okay, now I have a kind of a target and a goal, rather than just going again like how many emails should I be sending, how many like resumes should I be getting. Now you kind of have a target to work towards.
Mm-hmm.
So that really helps a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I want to get your feedback on the first week as well. So, first week one, it starts off with the recruitment industry overview. Then it kind of goes on to how to structure your business, from a legal perspective, registering the company, getting an accountant, that type of stuff. And then it goes into the kind of the nitty gritty details with regards to, like you were saying, reverse engineering your dream, which is one of the module titles, which is what you're talking about, the KPIs and ratios, and the other module with regards to, help me out here, reverse engineering your dream, and the other one in week one,
Was it selecting your niche?
niche selection. Yes, niche selection. Yeah. So those two are kind of the first two sides of things are very important, but those two are the real kind of meat and bones of what I'm sure you were thinking about and what was churning around in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about reverse engineering dream. So you had a particular goal that you were able to kind of figure out from this, right? How was that process? The process that I laid out in terms of actually starting off with your goal here and then breaking things down. And the other thing that I want to ask you as well is how important was it to know what the actual KPIs were? And are those things that you would have guessed and built yourself? If you were doing this yourself, would you have done it in this process, and would you have known those things are the things that you need to do?
Oh no, like for me, if I went into this like by myself, 100%, I don't think I would have been able to get come up with these numbers, or like just this process in general. I wouldn't know what to do. I think I'd still be like searching YouTube, going through like tutorials online and seeing, well, I'm supposed to be doing. But no, this took a lot of the guesswork out, to be honest. Like like you said, like it gave me certain numbers, and then you can build upon that later on. But as a beginner,
Hmm.
these numbers are very important to like set certain goals for the month, and then the year, and then the day. So this first week was very, very, very relieving, in terms of the sense that it gave me a sense of comfort, knowing that, you know what, I finally have a direction, and I finally know what I got to do.
How
Rather than
confident?
like, pardon?
Sorry, go ahead, finish your
Oh
sentence.
no, no, it's just gonna be like, rather than like going in myself and then figuring out what I got to do, and like now I have a better idea of what I have to do, rather than like guessing it all.
Yeah. And I was just going to allude to that is, how much more confident do you feel now that you'll actually achieve success from your business compared to before?
Oh, much, much more confident, to be honest. Now like you said, like everything's been laid out. You have week two, I went a little bit ahead and saw that the template for getting content your clients. So I'm glad that there's two that is there too. So I like legit everything's given to me. I just got to act upon it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, man. So awesome, man. So, appreciate that. And, obviously your feedback is really important to me because I want to make sure that, yourself, you were able to understand everything. It was so in terms of the way that it was presented, the course, the structure of the course, the clarity of the course, the way that it's actually shown to you, you know, how was that? Was that good? Was that bad?
Oh no, in my opinion, it was really good. It was really structured. Like the fact that I can go back to each video. Usually, I've been in, like, I remember in uni, I've been in courses where they record it once and that's it. You don't have access to it again. So you
Mm.
take your notes there once and then that's it. You don't see it. I like how you can go back and reference certain things. Go back if I have any questions. I can make notes. The fact that there's the Facebook group, I can ask questions. I can ask you questions. I know some programs where they just give you the course and then they kind of ghost on you. They don't like get back to you. You're quite responsive in your questions and answers. So I love that.
No, I appreciate that, Hassan. And you know, just to kind of touch upon that, for me, this is very important because you know it's important that people recruit well. It's something that you know it's a skill set that you know I am very passionate about. It's a business I'm very passionate about, and you know I want to make sure that I help you and I help others out as well. And I want to make sure that you do it right because the way that I'm teaching is so simple. I mean, you've seen it in the course that
Yeah, for
the
sure.
model is so simple, and
Hmm.
obviously the week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, and the bonus module. That's just gonna imagine like how what I've done is that high level, I've broken it down. But then we're going to keep going down those levels and keep breaking it down to make sure that you know every single aspect, every single angle, every single step of that process. And yeah, you're in for a treat, Hassan, because you know the way that I break things down is the way that I do it. You know, I know what I need to do. You know, if I've sent a CV, I know then okay, I need to chase that up. I need to do certain things. I need to say a script, and again, you know, that's all there for you. And like you said, it's all down to you to then just plug in your work, your action. But you've got the framework, you've got the process there for you. So I'm really glad that you know you're getting on well with it, and I'm looking forward to catching up with you again in another week or another 2 weeks and
For sure.
finding out you know how far you've got along your process and
Hmm.
if you've been following the goals that you've set yourself. Because
Hmm.
again, the KPIs are down to your own goal that you've broken down,
For
right?
sure.
So
The numbers are there. You just got to follow it and make sure that you're on top of them.
yeah,
And like you
absolutely.
said in the video, they're not your limits. They're not, sorry, they're not, what was the thing you said?
Your KPIs.
Yeah, your KPIs. You said that they're not your limits. They're like just your low limits. And then
Yeah,
anything above that is you're supposed to aim a little higher than that. I forgot
yeah.
exactly what you said, but you said something around that ballpark.
It's KPIs. The KPIs that you're set, those are your targets, not your
Yeah,
limits.
there we go.
So
That's what
that's
it
your
is.
target. That's the baseline that you want to achieve. But it's you know if you achieve over that, even better, right? So
So that's the minimum everyone should be trying to hit.
yeah, yeah. But again, the other thing with that is if you hit it, then you know you're gravy. You know you're good. It's when you go under that that's when that's the problem.
That's one,
So
yeah.
yeah, I don't want because what I like is I like when you know you have a day when you've worked so productively that you've overachieved on your KPIs. But you know, for me personally, I don't like when people kind of sweat and really kind of drag themselves every day to do more and then they do it inconsistently. So that's why it's built in a certain way to give you that consistency so that you're not overworking yourself, but you're definitely not underworking yourself. And then when you have the days where, for example, you might have done less, you can overachieve and overcompensate. But again, the fact that you have that number there, it gives you the ability to just know, okay, have I done what I needed to do? Because then at
Hmm.
the end of the month, you can look back at your month and say, great, we did 2 placements, look at your KPIs, and say we sent out this many CVs, we did this many things, X, Y, and Z, and we were on point with our KPIs. But
It's
what
kind of
you
a sense. Yep. Sorry. Continue. No, continue.
so I was just going to say just to end that. But on the other hand, when you don't do a placement, and this is the majority of recruiters that I speak to, and I'm sure, like you said, if you didn't have this information, it may have been you doing the same thing, which is when you don't make a placement, you don't know why you haven't made a placement because it's not backed up by any data. You don't have any figures to look at and say, you know, why did we underachieve? Why did we not do a placement? Whereas when you have these figures, when you have these numbers, you can look back, you can manage yourself based on these numbers. You can say, cool, we didn't hit it because we didn't hit our targets, we didn't hit our KPIs, we didn't do what we were supposed to do. Or you can say we achieved what we were supposed to do because we hit our numbers. So it's it's the difference between consistency in billing and not. But go ahead, bro. What are you saying?
Oh no, I was just gonna let you say the same thing.
Yeah,
Go
there you
with
go.
it.
So I just want to, I'm conscious of time. I want to make sure that I answer some questions as well from yourself.
Hmm.
But, I'm sure that I will show this video to other people because I think it'd be valuable to a lot of people. What you said and your situation, your scenario, all the things that you were feeling about wanting to be able to make a better life for yourself and for your family, and not go through that mundane same route that everybody else has gone down, and deciding that, look, I need a mentor. A lot of people will be at that point thinking like, is it worth it, is it not worth it, etc. So I mean, just a question to you, bro. Do you feel that it's been worth your investment, that your time, your money to join this program?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, like the thing is, most people like want to do the free route where they just like, okay, let me do it. But the thing is, you got to invest in yourself. Whenever you start a business, you have to invest in yourself and a mentor. Almost like everyone I've talked to, they've said that like, a mentor. Whenever you start like a business, if you have a mentor, you're already like ahead of the curve in the sense that you don't. It takes, like I said, it takes a lot of guesswork out. So you save yourself a lot of time and not risking your business and setting yourself on the right path from the very start.
100%, 100%. No, I appreciate that, Hassan. And look, so I want to get into some of your questions then. So I know that you asked about, you messaged me about potentially getting into like the UX or the software development market.
Yeah, so I've been
So
looking at it.
yeah, let's touch
I
upon
have,
that.
yeah, so I have three. I had three choices. So the UI UX design, the JavaScript React, and then the like a Python software developer.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are the three that like I have interest in. But I was having trouble. Like I was like, how do I go about like searching the job market and seeing like which one's popping off right now? Or like I think the future is JavaScript. Like even my like I'm like I've talked to many people, they said this future is like looking towards JavaScript, but I want to see just like how the job market, and like I was wondering what are your like methods for searching the job market, seeing like what like alleyway is like popping off right now.
Yeah, cool. All right. So first of all, JavaScript React.